Then the next change we see in the accounting industry is online collaboration and remote workforce. Accounting and finance were some departments which were said that you cannot do it online, because you require to print the papers, get approvals on paper, and then prepare the check in finance, and then submit it for payment, right? So there were a lot of printing need required to be done. So it could not be done online. Even in my current organization, when the COVID hit, we still had to come to office for preparing the papers, signing the checks, paying off the suppliers, because of the lack of digital infrastructure. But now there are multiple tools for the online collaboration and having a remote workforce, including the approval processes. So there are some use of the cloud-based program for meeting. They have their own benefits and they have their own risk. So we are not discussing the pro and cons of these challenges, but what we are discussing is the availability. So the cloud-based programs includes the meeting software, but there are challenges with the trust and productivity monitoring. So how would you know that a person is working if they have to clock 8 hours? Are they clocking 8 hours? That requires the management a shift in the management mindset to say that we trust the employees for their job, right? And the productivity is there, even if we know that we cannot clock them 6 hours or 8 hours, or they may be doing personal things there during that time. We have been facing this in our personal organizations as well, where we feel that, oh, the employee may not be working while they may be working, because they are just sitting at home, right? So that kind of things are required especially when you want to apply those cloud-based programs. Data security is another concern for accounting and finance professionals, because we are sharing a lot of data, like we are sharing P&Ls, we are sharing accounting entries over the cloud software, over the Zoom, over the Google Meet, and they are stored on the other web, which we don't know how secure they are. So the data security is another channel. So we either use the intranet, like VPN, closed VPN for highly sensitive transactions, and for general discussion, you can use the open software like Zoom or Google Meet or any other software. So that's again another issue which we have to remember while dealing with the online changes. Collaboration tools helps sharing and discussing better, but when it comes to discussing of strategic issues, you cannot discuss it over Zoom, because you are not able to see the person in full. You are not able to feel their presence in your close proximity. You cannot you cannot go and have a outside chit chat, right, which is outside the topic. So usually Zoom and other applications are good, because you can sit anywhere in the world and talk, but they are only talk about the work, and you cannot really gossip around, which is also important for collaboration. And then the virtual office rooms are is also getting common in the shared workspace. So to give a sense of physical environment, like Facebook is creating e-rooms where you can sit, you can feel yourself sitting face to face of different persons, but again, it does not give you the same experience as a physical office. Then there is another challenge, that sometimes document and expense approval process is not that robust, because either you are scanning the document and sending over WhatsApp message, or the other messenger, or the instant messaging, or via email, but then it does not have a robust or a foolproof system for expense approvals. So the companies are now investing into the expense approval system, so that the expenses are approved via another softwares, or the documents are approved or signed digitally. So those kind of process are still ongoing, and we still need to see a lot more updates, a lot more platforms to be taking care of these aspects of expense approvals, because once we go back to normal, it may become a new normal, right? Or you may not be having a complete audit trail of who approved the expense, what they approved, what if somebody change in the process. So there is no physical documentation which are undeniable. So that's kind of processes are still necessary. They are being developed. There are some already available in the market, but many of them are still under development.